Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a nice video for y'all. It is a transformation haircut. My guy Jesse has not had a haircut in 2.5, almost 3 months. So with that being said, he is a fro here, he's got a fro here, and we're just gonna get him cleaned up. We were on lockdown, as you all know, and during that time I only did a couple of haircuts. I made a video about one of them. I'll put it right up here if you guys want to check that out. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, I cover everything from tools, product reviews, haircut tutorials, barber expos, and my specialty, financial literacy and income tracking, all from a barber's perspective. With that being said, let's jump into this video. I'm Christopher Manyweather, and you're watching Deadstock Barbershop.
It was almost harder to get an appointment than it was to get some Yeezys.
To get what?
To get some Yeezys.
Oh, man.
So what I did, I actually released my online booking schedule like a sneaker drop, and I told everybody, hey, log in on the 11th at noon and get your spots. And every spot was filled like within the first 12 minutes for maybe like a month and a half. It was crazy. And so first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set my ball line. You guys are established, you know what I'm doing right here, and I'm just cleaning it up, getting as close as I possibly can with my trimmer. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys like this, hit that notification button, and let's do this again soon. This is my wall senior again with a number 4 guard, and same thing, cutting against the grain. Just trying to make sure that I can get it as evenly as possible. So whenever I'm fading, I like to use a bunch of different fading techniques. I switch it up all the time. I switch clippers and everything. But right here, these are the red Babyliss FX, and the system is open, close, halfway, quarter. You guys just follow along as I do that. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of having a system. If you ever find yourself cutting, taking way too long on your haircuts, it's usually because you either do not have a system or you got lost in your system. And this one thing right here is what will keep you on track, and will keep you on time, and will keep your haircuts looking consistent. People come to me because my haircuts look the same every time. I put the same effort, same energy, no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, into all of my haircuts. And my retention rate is very high because of it, and I'm consistently growing because of that as well. So the same thing you saw me do on the right, I'm gonna do it on the back side as well. So this is the combination of clippers that I feel work best for me. Make sure that you guys, I understand there's a lot of barbers out there doing a lot of different things, but you have to know what works best for you. I've seen them all, I've tried them all, and I love doing this right here. And it just works for me. I don't have to worry about the 1 guard. I don't have to worry about the half guard. The range on the masters opens up so much that I can just get that smooth blend, and I'll just use my purple guards with my masters to finish out this section. But that's the importance of practicing and trying everything and seeing what works. But don't get upset that you don't cut like somebody else, or you see their stuff is coming out blurry and you try it, it don't work. Either keep trying or do something else. Master what you do. And that's kind of what I've done. But right there, you see, I like for my fades to look very stretched out. So as you can see on the beard, I see a lot of videos, I see a lot of haircuts where the blend is so small that it looks like a line. And I prefer not to have my haircuts to look like that, especially in the beard area. So I make a much bigger guideline. That was probably about 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches. And I'm just gonna fade it in. And with these purple guards, I use a 2, then I'll use the 1, and I'll use a 0, and I'll just kind of play with the lever. So right here, I still have the same number 2 guard, and I'm just debulking. I'm lightening that area up, and I'm getting it ready to transition from that dark number 5 or the 3 that I'm cutting into currently to that 2, then to the 1, and just fading it on out, knocking at it behind the ear and all of that. And this is that number 1 guard, and I'm just looking for dark spots. I'm just lightening everything up and just creating that blend, that blurry look that everybody wants. And it's still the same method: open, halfway, quarter, close. I do the same thing when I put my guards on as with no guard. And behind the ear, like that area right there, it's a very neglected area when it comes to blends and fading. You don't want it to look too dark behind there. Like I said, I'm just detailing. I'm looking for dark spots and I'm lightening up as I go along. So right here, what I'm gonna do, as I'm cutting, I'm adjusting my chair. I'm adjusting my vantage point. I'm adjusting my perspective on the haircut. If you just look from one angle, you're not going to see every line or every imperfection. You have to change the viewpoint, your vantage point, to make sure that the blend is the way that you want it to come out. And those are the details that you put into making the haircut stand out. And this right here is the 1 guard. Like I said, all the way open, halfway, quarter of the way, then close. And there should be a faint line between the master's all the way open, no guard, and the master's closed 1 guard. And you'll be able to take that out with this 0 guard. So in preparation for the edge up, I always brush the hair the way that it wants to grow, the way that it wants to lay, just to make sure that I can get a clean, crispy line. And you just want to detail it out. Just make sure you keep hitting that line, but you don't want to do it so much to where you're injuring the person. These trimmers right here, they're close, they're sharp, but they're not exactly 0 gap. They're about almost as close as you can get them without it being 0 gap. I leave a slight gap in between the 2 blades, the cutting and the steel blade. So right here, I'll use the number 2 guard again, and I'm just removing any weight lines, any dark spots, and I'm just blending into that number 3 senior. You guys know the rule. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. This is number 2. Then I use the number 1 guard. I think I was able to skip the 0 just because sometimes you can just almost fade a line out with that 1. that you can just grab your masters all the way open, no guard, and clean it up. Finish fading it out. Number one, all the way open. Open, halfway, quarter, close. Get behind that ear, blend that out. And you guys just want to make sure you can give them the best haircut you possibly can. And if you're going to put this kind of effort into it, the customers, they know the difference. You know, they can see the difference when they get out of your chair versus anybody else's chair. So it's no reason that you shouldn't have great reviews on Google or Stylesy, whatever your online booking link. Right here, I'm just cleaning up the beard. Got my masters, there's zero gap. I have a video for that as well if you want to see how to zero gap your cordless masters or even your corded masters. Some of them can get pretty close without adjusting them, but I have a tweak that you can do that'll guarantee they can get actually zero gap. I'm back in with my Babyliss Skeleton FX, the gold version. I got my silver body on it. My Tune 45 power clip on there as well. We're just getting it crispy, man. That's the detail. Set yourself apart, man. Put in that extra effort. So right here, I got my number 2 guard on there, and I'm just debulking the edge up area. He did have a number 5, but by me going straight off the head, I'm not cutting the hair. I'm not cutting into the full length. I'm just knocking off the tips. As you can see, it's lifting up, and I just brush it right back down. Some more beard work. You go over it as much as you have to get it crispy as you have to without irritating the skin. You don't want your customer to be cut up a couple days later and they're taking pictures or something like that and they can't even enjoy it because their skin is peeling or irritated and red in the picture. And when you see me flip my trimmers upside down like that, what I'm doing is I'm just knocking off the tips of the hair because it'll curl over the beard and it'll make it look like it's not as clean as a line. So I'll brush it down and I'll turn them upside down and just knock those tips off. It's almost like tapering it in. And we try to keep this beard as natural as possible while adding the cleanest line we can add to it. When I was on the other side, I noticed that the sides on this beard underneath were not identical. So I go back in and just clean it up. As I'm cutting hair, I'm always looking at the complete haircut, adjusting levels of their the height of the chair and everything. And I'm just looking, lifting their head up, turning them around, cutting and verifying that the haircut is as accurate as it can be. These joints hit. That's no razor yet. So make sure that you look at them head on, is what we called it at my old shop. You want to look at them from the front, using your mirror and everything, but just use your eyes, look directly at them, and make sure that the beard is accurate. Make sure that your edge up is accurate. So I'm constantly brushing, I'm constantly looking, and I'm critiquing this haircut as if it's someone else's. We have the tendency to be able to point out flaws in other people's haircuts that we often miss in our own. So if you can view yourself, as if you were a different barber, step outside of yourself and view your work that way, you'll notice that your haircuts are coming out, a lot better than what they used to. So working that edge up, his hair is kind of receding in that corner, so I'll go there first to make sure that I'm not raising it up too much. And as you can see, I'll work middle to the right and then middle to the left, and I'll just clean up as needed, keeping this edge up as clean as possible, as natural as possible. But I do understand that I'm removing hair. Customers have to understand that we are removing hair. If you want an edge up, I have to cut hair off. I see a lot of newer barbers that wonder why they can't get their edge ups to look clean, and it's because they're afraid to take hair off. They're afraid that somebody's going to say, man, you push my edge up back. No, we have to take off hair to get a clean line. It's as simple as that. And make sure that you angle your blade the same way I do when I'm doing the side of the edge up, because I see a lot of guys, they try to put the blade straight up and down on the edge up, and they wonder why when they look at their customer from the front, it looks like it's leaning towards them. You have to slant the edge up on the sides back a little bit. Once again, it's part of being a professional. That's what we do. And with this razor blade, I'm just going straight in. It's just dry. I won't say it's a dry shave because I'm not really shaving with it. I'm just cleaning up the line. I guess technically you are shaving, but I'm not. If I was to do his whole head or shave his beard off, I wouldn't go dry. I'd use something, a shave gel or anything like that. And if you guys notice, his head is laying on my chest. I rarely lay my chair back all the way. I do the fast way. So here's the finishing touches. Just balding it out a little bit more with my Bronze Series 9 shaver. And like I said, I'm looking for any imperfections. I comb the hair down. I'm just looking to make sure that he's extra crispy when he leaves the chair. And this highlighted area is the angle that I was talking about when you're doing the side of the edge up, so that it doesn't look like it's leaning forward when you look directly at them. And I see the mustache is just a little wider on that side than the other side. Like I said, I pay attention to everything. I want them to have the best possible haircut. But here's the before and here's the after, man. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the full video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found any of this valuable, make sure you guys hit the subscribe right here to the left. And if you want to watch another video to the right, this mother video has over 300,000 views. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks and God bless.